Hello, I'm here to lighten the mood. Also, with Tweet Up Manila, I'd like to thank you for joining us and Rappler today. I'll try my best not to talk in tweets, or maybe that's better so I can keep it short. I do have a presentation, kinda. Okay. So today I want to talk about what it means to be social with better internet. Okay, this is what most people think social media is about. You're stuck in your room or in your office, tied to your laptop. I was gonna use a photo of me, but over naman, nandito na ako. So that's somebody else with a tablet and a phone and a laptop beside him. And everyone thinks social media is just being locked up in some room, tweeting to strangers and lurking in all these different networks. But really, as what Carla was saying earlier, social media is not, social media is the how you do social networking with all these different platforms. But really, the main activity involved in social media is social networking. And what it lets you do is really go beyond all those barriers, not just of geographic location, but of meeting people. I mean, I wouldn't meet people who are here in the room today if it weren't in Twitter. A lot of you, I may not have been people from like 20 years ago would have no way of getting in touch with any of you. But then just through Twitter, I'm able to talk with the likes of Maria Ressa, Mr. Manolo Quezon, and I met Carlo through Twitter. I met Leia through Twitter, and we even worked together. So it's not just about meeting people and chatting them up, but also about finding opportunities with these people that you meet. And so really, at the end of the day, social media, social networking is not about the technology, but more about the people. And how you make these networks more meaningful, how you make them really work for you, is to get to meet these people you talk to, these avatars you chat with in the wee hours of the morning. Meet them, see them, who they are in real life. And this is why in 2009, we started having tweet ups. In 2009, I returned to the Philippines after 4 years of living away, and I decided I wanted to be in online marketing. And wait, not yet next slide, I'll tell you. Okay, and I realized I came back here. Syempre, you were away for 4 years. How do you find all your friends? You're texting all your friends. Buti na lang, there's Facebook. You're trying to find them. Then I realized I want to be in online marketing, but I really don't know anyone in the industry. I didn't know the state of digital marketing or social media in the Philippines. And I really just sought it out. And I was able to attend the seminar where Donald was there and Carlo was there and even Laszlo. So I learned under these guys. And then I said, okay, I wanted to meet all these other people. So I said, why not a tweet up? I've heard of tweet ups before. What is a tweet up? Okay, people ask me this all the time. As much as I hate to admit, it's really a glorified eyeball. I mean, it's a modern day eyeball. Less freaky because chances are the people you're talking to naman on Twitter aren't, crazy figures, or so we think. But that's what we started doing in 2009. I said, okay, let's have a tweet up in Salcedo Village. It was Libistra Vera at that time. And 3 people came. One was a developer, 2 were developers, another guy in digital, just 4 of us. And they said, these have been happening. There have been small tweet ups all over in Ortigas and Quezon City. And so I said, okay, so we start with there's 4 of us now, then let's call for another tweet up. And suddenly, the groups are getting bigger. It was happening, like, at that time, every 3 months or so. And these are some of the people I met at a conference I was at. I was tweeting with them. Ironically, it was a social networking conference. No one was talking to each other. Everyone was tweeting. The person I was tweeting with apparently was sitting across me. So I'm like, okay, guys, let's all go to the back of the room so we can all meet each other, impromptu tweet up. And this was in 2009. And the people there, I will tell you later how they figured in stories later this year. Okay, next please. So what does tweet ups, what does it make us do? It helps us socialize in real life. And it lets you learn more about the people beyond 140 characters or beyond the hottest topic that you're discussing on Twitter right now. Know what they're doing, what are their jobs, what are their interests, what are the things you share in common aside from your geekiness. Next please. And then you realize you find like-minded people who share the same interests, who want to do the same things, and who really want to make a difference. And this was in 2010. This was when I first realized, and maybe a lot of us also, what collaboration through social networking is all about. This is from Twestival Manila, 2010. Twestival was an event that was started by Amanda Rose in 2009 in the UK. The whole idea was for little cities to just get together, get all those Twitterers together, fundraise for a certain cause, and basically a tweet up with a cause. I mean, after doing all those tweet ups with a lot of chit chat, we wanted to level up. We wanted to do something else. So we found this and said, okay, Twestival people over there in the UK, here in Manila, we want to join you. It was the first time Manila was ever going to join. And then they said, okay, you have to find an organization that you want to support. And I think it was through Facebook. Someone sent me a message. We found Jeepney. Then Shayna is here right now. Actually, at that time, Shayna was still in the US. We were just talking to each other through YM. And another partner of hers was here. And that's how we planned Festival Manila. We had like 140 people. Ironic or cute. And we were able to raise about 40,000 pesos. And this is for the mobile science labs that they have now deployed in Sarangani. So they had a Kickstarter fund started in the US and we added on to this. And this is when we first saw, okay, so these eyeballs, they're not purely social. We can actually do something about it. Okay, next please. So that was the logo for Festival Manila, which we also crowdsourced. We just tweeted people, oh, send naman studies of what logos we could use, and they just we let people vote and we used it freely. Okay, so after Festival in 2010, in 2011, we wanted to do something else. Sadly, Festival was put on hiatus. I think the founder wanted to get into other things and we couldn't use it. But then we found out Mashable was celebrating Social Media Day on June 30. Don't ask me why it's June 30, but they said June 30 is Social Media Day. So we're like, okay, let's organize a tweet up for that one. Okay, most of our monthly tweet ups, we get around, 30 to 50 people. Maybe this time we'll get 100. Okay, let's start talking about it. Let's start planning. Let's get sponsors for giveaways and for the food and all that. But then, one of the things I love about Twitter is you throw it out there and people just get back to you. Suddenly, we had all these sponsors. Suddenly, we had all these people who wanted to go. And before I knew it, we had the Ayala Triangle. We had an event coordinator, a full setup, a stage, sound system, everything. We had LED screens. And we had close to 500 people to attend the event. Next slide, please. And this is when you see how collaboration really just amplifies everything. Carlo has said this, a lot of the speakers before me have said it. It amplifies whatever concept, whatever idea it has in your brain, and it brings together people of various skills and expertise so that you all bring your best to the table, put it together, and create something bigger. And what I said during this was, we never imagined it was going to be this big. But it happened, and it was through social media. And so what I'm trying to say here, what it means to be social. Social media, social when you're social networking, socializing, but also how to be more socially relevant. And when we were planning Social Media Day, okay, tweet up, then we said, level up, let's think of another cause. So on Social Media Day, we announced Project 140. It was an announcement on that day, and next year, June 30, 2013, mark your calendars, we're definitely having Social Media Day again. We're going to announce the final plans and hopefully the beginnings of project140.org. And after all this in Social Media Day, next please. Okay, more photos, next please. And people really talking, they weren't just tweeting. Next please. Okay, Rescue PH is something very recent. This was just last month. And what we saw here was collaboration at its finest. Twitter friends of mine, JP Law, who was based in Shenzhen at that time, Jam Mayer, who's based in New Zealand. I was in my room in Makati. And Eileen Apollo, who's with Google in Singapore, we said, have you seen what's happening on the feeds? Of course, you didn't have to ask. They all saw it, right? All these calls for help. What are we going to do? And then we got together. So people who already started stuff during Ondoy, okay, we did a Google Doc. We put the database together. Okay, we got that together. Okay, we put it on a site. Okay, let's keep some of the data safe. Let's just have a form for them to fill in. Okay, what do we do with the data now? And then I start tweeting. People like Maria, like Manolo and other people in media who hopefully would listen. And buti na lang, since I've met them in person, probably were thinking, okay, this girl with the blue hair in her avatar, not so creepy. That database she has, we might be able to use it. So that's how Rescue PH got started. And we were able, hopefully, to really save a lot of people who were stuck on their rooftops or stuck in their houses without access to food and water and all that. Okay, really, what am I trying to say here? Okay, that's the awards pala from the Awards of New Media, which they put together for social media heroes, digital heroes, who help. It's not yabang. I'm not making yabang. It's just sharing the award with everyone just to show you what social good you can do on social media. And just to wrap it all up. Really, social media through collaboration and just willingly working with each other without any biases, without any ulterior motives, makes a big world smaller and small dreams bigger. Thank you.